Hey guys, I'm Fancy.
And I'm Ty.
And this is Murder by Design. All right, guys. So we're just going to get into this really quickly. We told you we were going to bring you some updates on the Gypsy Rose Blanchard and Nicholas Godejohn case. So about a week and a half ago, I was live with Amanda, and we were doing one of our psych talks where we were doing some updates about Gypsy, and we were talking about Nicholas and different things. And I came across a TikTok that had been sent to me from a viewer that was concerned about what was on this girl's TikTok. So I went and checked it out. And the girl is Rachel Garlick. And she has this TikTok. It's like Gypsy Rachel Soul Sisters or something like that. I don't remember what it's called. But I expressed concern. Oh, Ty is gone. Oh no, she clicked out. She'll have to click back in. I'm so sorry. I expressed some concern about the TikTok. And one of the reasons why I was concerned was because this young girl, Rachel, was, let me add a tie back. Sorry, you clicked out.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. This girl, Rachel, was raising money through a Cash App and Cash App is known for scammers to use, because once you get Cash App, you can't get your money back, and there is no accounting to prove to anybody what you have or haven't gotten. So lots of known scammers like to use Cash App because it's a thing where they have no tracking of what they're doing. So I was very concerned because on every single post, oh, okay. Well, all right, Randy, I'll start over again. Replay. Take two. Hey guys, welcome back. All right, I'll start over. So about a week and a half ago, Amanda and I were doing some updates on the Gypsy Rose and Nicholas Godejohn case. At the time, I was talking about, some of the different things about Nicholas, and we were really kind of preparing for the fact that we had just done killer cases, and it was coming out that evening. And that was the A&E special that was about Gypsy and Nicholas. And I was promoting that, but in this promotion, right before I went live, we were sent some concerning information. It was a TikTok that was run by a former inmate and roommate of Gypsy's named Rachel. It's called Gypsy Rachel Soul Sisters or something like that, or Soul Sisters for Life. I don't know. But I went and checked out the channel. And at first I was like, oh, okay, well, this is fine. This girl, I know who Rachel is because I knew that Gypsy was Rachel's daughter's godmother. I knew all about that because I was there when all that went down and she was, all that. But so I was concerned because at first I saw, oh, this is neat. She's just answering questions about Gypsy, and she was emailing Gypsy some of the viewers' questions, and then Gypsy would email back and she would respond and she would read them live. Okay, that's not a big deal. But the problem I had was that there was a Cash App attached to all of these videos that she was promoting, and it was attached in the bio of her profile. So I was concerned, especially considering that it's Cash App. One of the things I was just saying about Cash App is an app that many scammers use because there's no accounting, and you can send money to that all day long and nobody will know how much or what you did or didn't get. Unlike PayPal or Venmo, or even like a GoFundMe could have been set up. So I was concerned. And then I found out that the reason that she had this Cash App attached was that she was supposedly raising money for Gypsy when Gypsy got on the outside. And that was where I began to look deeper. So I found a Facebook group that Rachel ran. It was a Gypsy support group. It's actually a group that I was formerly a admin of, I believe, because it was Christy's group. Now, Christy claims it's not her group, but it absolutely is her group, and she is an admin on the group. Mm-hmm. So I found it. And so, I wanted to know more. So Ty joined the group because she wanted to know more. She was very concerned. She went and looked and she said, oh my God, guys, they're selling merchandise too. And so then I became even increasingly concerned. And I talked about more of that in another live. Well, as soon as we finished this second live, Titania was first of all, Rachel came on and started commenting and calling me names. And then she posted a bunch of crap in this group. And I reached out to Christy personally. And I said, hey, what is going on with this Rachel girl? First of all, do you know whether or not she is, legitimate or not? I mean, she went to jail for fraud, Christy. Are we concerned about this? Is this something we could be concerned? She's using Gypsy's name. She's doing all these different things. Christy and I had a very nice conversation. She said, I'm really sorry that she's bashing you. I'll go ahead and ask her to take it down. Within minutes, it was gone. Case closed. We thought we were done with this. I just told Christy to go ahead and monitor what was going on. That was all I said. I had nothing else to do with it. I didn't do anything else. And then immediately after that, Ty was contacted in an email by Gypsy.
I was contacted, after the live that you guys did, I got several phone calls from Chillicothe Prison. And I had messages saying that someone from Chillicothe Prison had called. The only person that I know who's at Chillicothe Prison is Gypsy. Gypsy, in the 4 years that I've been on the team, has never reached out to me in a phone call. We have always emailed back and forth, and we have emailed each other several times over the last year and a half. The emails have gotten very few because of the situation that has transpired between by proxy, Gypsy, Christy, Francesca, Fancy. I have remained kind of sort of
impartial,
the middle person, the impartial kind of neutral person in between. Because I have always, and I still have good intentions for Gypsy, as well as Fancy. We have good intentions, and everything that we are going to go over, we are going to say, we are going to do tonight is with the intent of doing right for Gypsy. That's my main goal. So, hang
on a second. So hold on a second, Kai. Hold on. So Ayana Trumbar said, this is a bunch of BS. Gypsy does not support this. Okay. So we're going to address all of that tonight. Don't worry. But I wanted to step in before you start reading these emails. I wanted to say something.
Hold on 1 second. Miss Ayana, you apologized to me just a few minutes ago on the Gypsy support website because you were rude to me. And I am the one who invited you here to listen to what we have to say. I have not heard anything from Gypsy that she does not support what we're doing. I have heard from Christy and I have heard from Rachel. I do not believe anything anybody says.
Hold on, Tiger.
Okay. I do not believe anything from anybody. But is it I'm coming in and out or something?
Yes, you're coming in and out. So that's why I told you to hang on a second. You were frozen. So she's the girl who talked to you just a little bit ago?
No. Yeah, she's one of the ones that was being very ugly to me on the support page on Facebook. And was very, very aggressive about that I was a hater and that I was not. I mean, I could go and I could pull up.
Okay, you're gone. You're gone. You're gone.
She needs to go.
Yep. Yep.
So
you're going to be you're put in a timeout for right now. You've been blocked for 5 minutes. You come back with any more nastiness and I will remove you completely from the channel. Okay. Okay. So anyway, wait a minute. I want to go backwards for a minute. First of all,
Okay.
Gypsy reached out to Ty. It was not the other way around. And I was only expressing concern because something had been brought to me, and I have every right to be concerned. I also am the expert on this case. I am reached out to by many media outlets to speak on the case. I am always the one that is talking about this because, and the only time that I have ever had problems with Gypsy is when I express concern for something that is happening. I expressed concern when she was dealing with Ken. I expressed concern when she wasn't getting help and she wasn't getting she was not going to counseling or any of those things. I expressed concern because I feel that Christy looks at her and does some of the same things to her that her mother does to her. I have been one of the people that has always been concerned for Gypsy. And every time that I am concerned for Gypsy, Gypsy has a freaking cow. I don't know why it is that way. I have never done anything to hurt Gypsy in any way. In fact, when we mentioned the other day that we were going to go and speak at the parole hearing, what we are advocating for is for Gypsy to be paroled and to be sent to a facility where she can get the counseling that she needs. And if you do not believe that Gypsy needs to go through counseling, then you do not need to be supporting Gypsy in any way, shape, or form.
No,
Gypsy needs severe counseling for the trauma, the mental trauma and physical trauma that she endured at the hands of her mother. We have always said that Gypsy is only the way that she is because of her mother. She was taught to be manipulative. She was taught to be conniving. She was taught by one of the best manipulators I've ever seen. If you don't think that she needs help, serious help, then you are not supportive of Gypsy. I'm sorry. But Gypsy reached out to Ty, and I'm going to say these messages that she sends, it is very indicative of a pattern of behavior that I see from Gypsy constantly. Gypsy has a tendency to get angry very quickly, respond very harshly, and then she feels bad and realizes that what she has said is not necessarily the right thing to say. And then she backpedals with more messages and more messages. And if you don't message her back right away, then she responds with more messages and more messages. It is a very bad pattern of behavior. It is a cycle that has to be broken. And she does not like when people show concern because she wants to do whatever the hell she wants to do. She has told us that she did drugs in 2017. She has told us that she was in a very bad place, that she was having anger issues. She did drugs in prison, guys. Think about this. She got in trouble in the beginning. Mike and then were worried about her because she was turning people in and snitching on them when she was in Greene County. Do you know what she turned them in for? Drugs. And then she comes forward and tells Ty that she did drugs and had to go to rehab for drugs. Okay. And going to rehab for drugs and going to counseling to help you with a lifelong problem that your mother heaped on you, then I'm sorry, you need serious help. And if she can't realize that, that means she needs more help, even more help.
Than any of us ever, and to be honest with everybody, I have always, and for those of you who don't know who I am, I have known this entire family practically my entire life. I mean, I've known Gypsy since she was born. I've known Christy, I've known Rod. I went to school with him. I went to school with DeeDee. I've known the Petrie family. The Petrie family is hurting. The Petrie family is hurting. They cannot get a break.
And they are very upset because they do not feel that Gypsy has made the steps to move forward in her life. That is what I feel. She is not making the steps. She can talk about going and doing an anger management group all she wants, but that is not the intensive. Not the intensive amount of counseling that she needs. But I'm going to go ahead and let Ty read the first letter that she got. I'm going to try and pop them up here on the screen. So just give me 1 second, Ty, so that I can share the screen. Okay. And then I got to figure out which one you're reading.
So the first letter is going to be from Gypsy.
Okay, hang on. I got to figure out what date was it.
1/14/21.
Nope, that's 1/15. I'm sorry, guys. I just got these, so that's 2/10. Goodness gracious, let me see here. 2/10. And I didn't get a chance to put them in order, so bear with us as I find these as each one of these pops up. Nope. Okay, let me go down here and see if it starts down here.
First. That might be the
No, that's 1/5. That's 1/15.
Maybe that one?
Nope. That goes to 2/9. So where is 1/14? These are all from February. 2/9.
I'm trying to see if it matches.
Do you have a number? Do you have a? That's 1/22. We're getting closer. Hang on. 2/10. I'm sorry, guys.
I wonder if that one maybe didn't get printed.
Maybe because I'm not seeing it. I don't see the first one, Ty. So you'll just have to read that one. I don't think I can pop that one up on the screen. Hold on. Let me go back to where you are. So back to us.
Okay. So this was written 1/14 at 6:03 p.m. And this is from Gypsy to me. Titania, I know that you and I haven't communicated much throughout the years. However, I am more than aware of your involvement with Francesca. Francesca's plans to be at my parole hearing.
You're breaking up, Ty. You're breaking up.
Okay.
You're breaking up, Ty.
Can you hear me?
Hold.
I don't know why.
No, you're breaking up really bad. I don't know. It's the weather. Okay, hold on. Let me see here. I don't know. Try again. You sound like you're doing okay now.
Okay.
Ty,
I know that you. Hello.
Try again.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. I know that you and I haven't communicated much throughout the years. However, I am more than aware of your involvement with Francesca's plans to be at my parole hearing along with her. What I have been told is that y'all want to push for me to be placed in a mental facility once released. And I am here to tell you that you and her are going to have an impossible time doing that. I am at a mental health score of 1, being the best there is, and taking every mental health class offered to me. So it won't matter what she tries to pull. She doesn't know the first thing about me or my progress made in the time I have done. Her, nor you, or family and family cannot be at my hearing. I have never rejected mental health help for my issues. In fact, I've requested to be placed in a monthly therapy. But again, because I am so well off in prison, the prison focuses on the worst case in here, and I am not one of them. Francesca has had beef with me ever since I have left by proxy. I called her out on her shit, and I took a stand for myself. If she hates me for that, then oh well. If she wants to go toe to toe, I'll go to the media and I will expose her for the fraud she is. All I want is for her to leave. All I want is to be left alone. I have done my time. Let me go home. She is causing unnecessary problems. If she and you are concerned about my stability, I'm in fact going to see a therapist when I am home as well. So I'm no of y'all concerned. That is all I have to say on this matter, and will be ready for whatever she tries to throw at me. Either way, I have 6 good years of behavior, clean mental health stability to prove I am not a threat to anyone. First of all,
Okay. So, first of all,
first of all,
um, she had
I'm
no
gonna,
idea what.
first of
Go ahead.
all, I want to acknowledge and I want to say that the idea of going to the parole board in the first place was not Fancy's idea. You know whose idea it was?
It wasn't.
Fancy, you want to tell them whose idea it was?
It was your idea. And
Thank
I
you.
actually, okay, let me go. Let me
And
pull
you
back in here. I'm sure. Okay, so
and
let me pull
you
back. I gotta come back
actually
where I can be
tried
seen.
to
Okay,
talk me out of
so
it.
yes. So I am Francesca, by the way, just so everybody knows, I am Francesca. I go by Fancy. Okay. First of all, Ty came to me about going to the parole board because Ty was very concerned about some of the things that Gypsy was doing a couple years ago when we were very concerned about her. I said at that time that I believed that she was doing, I really did think she was doing drugs because of the erratic behavior that she had. Couldn't prove it, didn't know, just by the erratic behavior. I said, it sounds like it seems like a girl who's doing some sort of drugs or has a complete mental breakdown. Okay.
Right.
I didn't say
Exactly.
anything else about that. I just said that was what it seemed like to me. But Ty came to me very concerned. And she said, I'm going to go to the parole board and I'm going to ask for her to have to do the whole 10 years because I don't want her coming out and upsetting the Petrie family anymore. And and she should have to pay for this because I don't think she's learned a damn thing. I went to Ty and I said, okay, slow your roll, mama. I know that you are concerned and only wanting the best for everybody. Okay. Oh, Stella, this is mild compared to the ones we were getting 2 years ago. So, okay. So, oh, Buttons, you got to go back and watch all the stuff that we did from that time period. It's outrageous. So I told Ty that I felt that if we were going to do anything at the parole board, that what we needed to go and do, and this is after I had been called a C word by Gypsy, after she had told me that she would ruin my career, after she told, she tried to say that I committed fraud, after she had them pull all kinds of stuff while my daughter was in the hospital, her and Christy and the person who shall not be named, tried to pull all kinds of stuff while my daughter was having surgery on her brain. All of this. Okay. So if anybody was going to be a person who was mad and wanted to advocate for Gypsy getting her due, it would have been me. Okay. But what I said was that, I know, Kim, it's okay. It's okay, guys. I know you guys are just asking. It's okay. So I said to her, is Ty, what we really need her to do is she's going to get out in 10 years regardless. Now, if it was to be talking about her staying longer in prison or whatever, then okay, that would be a different situation. And maybe you should or shouldn't go. But if you're really wanting to do something for Gypsy, and if your heart is really still helping Gypsy, which I believe that all of our heart really is, no matter how hurt we have been by Gypsy, no matter how we see things differently about Gypsy, or what we think about Gypsy, we have always still wanted for Gypsy to come out of prison and live a normal, regular life, as normal as possible.
As it could be.
Right. And
right.
and be happy.
Be happy with her family. And
she never has led a regular life. She went from being in one prison with her mother to a prison in jail. Okay. Right. That's all I've ever wanted. So I told Ty what we really need to go do and advocate for her is for her to come out, but to go to a facility where she can get real help,
Like,
where she
right.
can learn how to be an adult, where she can learn how to come out into a society that she's never lived in, really, where she can learn how to deal with the trauma and the emotional stress and just absolute horrible things that were done to her in her mother's name. And
just
so
the activities of being an adult, just
correct.
learning how to navigate in an adult world. She has never navigated in an adult world. You can see that in the emails that she writes. She knows only what people tell her.
Which was why back when when I had this conversation with Titania, it was all over the fact that she wanted to marry Ken in prison. Right. And that, she did not know Ken well, whether she says she did or not. I'm sorry. Anybody can be anyone for a couple hours on a phone call and a few weekends out of a year. Okay. Right. I had a bad feeling about him from day one. I told Christy I had a bad feeling about him from day one. I just didn't think it was right. We covered this just the other night about people who fall in love with people inside prisons that are violent offenders. And whether Gypsy wants to think of herself that way or not, she is a violent offender and she is a murderer. It is, right. I don't like, I understand how she wouldn't want that saddled on top of her, but it is what she chose to do. And that's what she has to live with. So that was why she was acting completely ridiculous back then. She was threatening me. She was saying things about how don't I look cute in my big old booty and my da-da-da-da-da. I mean, just the most ridiculous stuff. And so we were very concerned for her mental health back then. I went to Christy. I talked to her about it. I said, why has she not gotten any mental health care in the prison? Don't they offer it? She goes, well, they don't really have any programs for her. They don't have anything. So then I started talking to people. I spoke to a lawyer who followed the case very closely. And she said, Fancy, no, they can bring in specialists for her, especially in a high profile case. They do it all the time. The family needs to advocate for this. I went to Christy. I told her that. This was after they had already, bipoxy was over with them. We weren't working with them anymore. I'd had a blowout with Christy. I didn't want to talk to Christy anymore, but my concern was still for making sure that Gypsy got the help she needs. Okay. And that's not because I think she's going to come out and murder somebody. It's because I am concerned about Gypsy. And I truly believe that the reason Christy and Rod didn't care about Ken marrying her in prison isn't because they thought Ken was a great guy. I think it's because they thought, great, we don't have to fucking deal with her. Yay us. That's just the way I feel. I just feel like they just thought, great, that solves our problem. She don't got to come here. She'll go with Ken. We're good. Because they've always only just loved her from afar. And so, clearly this was a problem. And I was asked about it because in response to something that had happened. And instead I got bashed for all of this. I was crucified for being, too hard and blah, 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 and all these different things. And I just want to make money. And I'm going to tell you something right now. I have made zero, literally zero money.
Zero.
Nothing. I put out more money in a month for this company than okay. Anyway, so this
zero is not nothing.
So sorry.
The difference between
zero is not nothing.
Just 1 and 1, which is 10.
Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry. That was hilarious. Anyway, okay. We have talked with Munchausen by proxy experts. We have talked with experts at the prison or at the jail. We have talked with psychologists, and I'm not talking about Amanda or Diana, who are members of our team. We have gone to great lengths to find out more about Munchausen by proxy, what Gypsy went through.
Right.
I spoke with Mark Feldman, who is on every single Gypsy thing. Louisa
Lasher. We're getting ready to go and speak and get into with speak. I'm going to attend the Miss Beatrice Yorker. She's also
I've spoken with her. I've spoken with Miss Yorker.
Miss Yorker. These are all well-known advocates of Munchausen by proxy. And guess what? All three of them say the same thing. They all are familiar with the case, and they all say,
well, wait a minute. They are familiar with the case. But Mark Feldman, who happens to be the one person that's on every Gypsy special, I went to him to ask him to come on our show. He was going to originally do it. Then some things happened. He referred me to someone else to do it. And I went back and I asked him, I said, hey, just out of curiosity, I'd just like to know your opinion of the things that you saw in the files, because there's things that I'm concerned about and I don't know. And then he begins to tell me he's never looked at a single piece of paper. He's never spoke to Gypsy and he never looked at the files. So how is he making a determination about Gypsy at all? Her case is extremely different than any other Munchausen by proxy case out there. It is different. It is very strange.
And to be totally
honest,
honest,
it's gone on for as long as it has.
Right. And to be totally honest, I really don't know if it classifies as Munchausen by proxy. If they would look at the records,
I don't think DeeDee was doing it because she had Munchausen.
No, I don't think so. I think she was doing it more for malingering. She was doing it for profit,
for money and
doing
profit
it for money. She was doing it. Please forgive me, Gypsy, but ultimately, Gypsy was her cash cow.
Yeah.
That
and
Gypsy was her,
fame and
let me tell you something. The two things that I remember the most that DeeDee said frequently. She wanted to be famous. And she wanted to be rich. And guess what? She might be famous, but she ain't famous for the right reason.
If you don't think Christy has lied, you should go and check out the podcast.
She is like that was her goal in life. Her goal was to be famous and to be rich.
Yes.
That was her goal.
So, and I'm going to tell you what we found out in this case. If you want to sit here and say Christy's never lied, I'm going to tell you what the situation is.
Oh my God, we have all lied. Everyone
has lied at every point in time in their life. And one of the biggest things that I've ever said about this case is every single person involved in this case is an unreliable narrator.
And everyone in this case has been a victim.
Yep.
Even Christy and Rod have been a victim.
But they all have also been.
They have also been perpetrators.
Yes. Yes.
They have been victims and perpetrators.
If you haven't seen my Killer Cases episode, you should really go watch what I have to say about it in there. I say some very poignant things about the actual our involvement with stuff. I say some very interesting stuff that we know. We know more than anything that anyone else knows in this case. I'm telling you, we've been through it with them. We have seen every paper, every document, every medical file. I have talked with every single person involved in this case in some way or another. I've talked with the neighbors. I've talked with her friends. I talked with Aaliyah. I've talked with the Blanchards, the ones that were the one, Kim and David Blanchard. I have talked with all of them. I've talked with Gypsy's friends from when she was a little girl. I talked with the Petrie family. I talked with her, DeeDee's friends and family. So we have done more research and more information on this than any other person, including Christy and Rod and Gypsy themselves. And one of the things that Ty got involved in this was to put together all of Gypsy's medical files and write notes to her to explain to her what each one of those things was, so she knew exactly what happened to her. So that is where we came from all of this. It is not from a point of wanting to make some huge name for ourselves or make money or any of those things. That has never been our cause.
No, that has never been, and for anyone to say that about me is very hurtful, because I have, and anyone on our team can tell you, when it comes to this case, I wear my heart on my sleeve.
You do. In fact, I told her last night that she's too emotionally connected to it, and she has got to sit back and look at it from a different point of view, because I'm concerned about how hard this is hurting my friend.
Yeah, because it's very painful for me to. I live with that.
Okay, Laverne, you're being booted too. Bye.
I live with the fact that I had um I had an inclination that a lot of things were going on, but I had no proof, you know.
Right.
I had
Mhm.
no proof.
Right.
Yes, I was a nurse. But as a nurse, she was never my patient.
Right.
She her family was never my patient. I had no proof. So I
Yeah.
couldn't go and report something that I had no proof.
Mhm.
And no
Exactly.
one no one knew how manipulative DeeDee was and how she could get herself out of that woman could get herself out of anything. I am telling you, she could get herself out of anything. She was just that was just who she was, and that's just how she was. And for anybody to think of me as a person that would say or do anything in to harm Gypsy is completely and utterly wrong. And for anyone in the Blanchard or Petrie family to say that I am not trying to do what's best for her would be very hurtful to me.
Yes.
You know,
So,
so
okay, so that was the first letter that Ty got. It was very that's a classic gypsy explosive letter. I'm
and now that was
angry.
that was a
I
that was the letter that she had tried calling me 3 times that day, and I
Mhm.
didn't answer because I
Mhm.
don't answer calls. I didn't
Mhm.
answer calls that I don't answer calls that I don't know the phone number. And when I got home and I saw it was they
Mhm.
left messages, and I went and I saw it was Chillicothe Prison, I was like, oh my God, it's Gypsy reaching out. So that afternoon at 3:42,
Hold on, let me see if
um,
I can find this one. I don't have
this one
anything
is
to I
no,
don't have
this one,
anything till 1:15.
yeah, this one is 1:15, but this is just, hey Gypsy, did you try to call me? I sent
Oh,
her an
okay. Okay.
email. I sent her an email telling her, hey, did you try to call me? So the very next day, it was in the afternoon. Late in the afternoon, she did call. Um, the phone calls are only I didn't know how the phone calls work. I had never been called from prison before. Um, so we did speak. We spoke twice. We spoke for 15 minutes the first time. When we hung up, she says, Miss Ty, I will call you back in 45 minutes and speak to you again if that's okay. And I said, baby, you can call me back anytime. She says, I will call you back. So, and she called me back a second time. So when we spoke, she talked to me about, how she was very, first of all, her voice to me was different. And I told that to Fancy. Um, she sounded very mature. She sounded very together. She sounded like, excuse my language, but she sounded like she had her shit together finally, and so we had a good conversation. We talked. She told me, how she regretted uh being disrespectful, how in 2019, 2019 was, or 2018 was, 2018, 2019 was a very rough time for her. She told me she did do drugs in prison. She told me she has been working diligently and hard to try to get her GED. She did say that she has done some mental health classes. She did tell me she has tried. She has even taught some classes. Um, we talked about, she talked about she has gotten some certificates. I said, I'd love to see your certificates. Send them to me so I can make copies of them, so I can show people. We can let everybody know the positive side of things you've done.
Sure.
Um,
Sure.
and and the thing that I've always said to her, and and when I did talk to her, I told her, I said, Gypsy, I want you to know that, you know, um, my attitude and my demeanor changed when I saw the interrogation video. We talked about the interrogation video, and she actually did try to not talk about the interrogation video, but I felt like I needed to tell her. That's when I knew that she needed help. That she was like a little caged. I said you were like a little caged animal. You didn't know how to get out. And I, we talked about the parole board and stuff. Yeah, we talked about the parole board. We hung up. She called me back, and we really talked a lot. We in that 30 minutes, we really covered a lot of things. I did tell her. I said, before we hung up, I told her, I said, I want you to know that your mom loves you, and your mom still loves you. And we cried on the phone. And it's true, because she did. No matter what she did to her and what, she still was her mama. Yes. And I said, I would never let, somebody say, the untruth about what she's done to you. Sure. I said, it's what she's done to you is what she's done. We cannot go back, but you need to get the help you need.
Okay, so hang on a second. I'm going to remove this screen, and then I'm going to read her response back after this, right? It's the 1:15 one where yes, okay. So
hold on a second. Yeah, that would be that night she wrote that. This one.
Okay, so hold on just once. So it's the 1:15 where it says, Miss Ty, I'm glad we talked, right?
Yes.
Okay, so hold on. Let me get in here and share this. Is it Chrome tab? Where the heck is it at? I need a drink. It's opening. Oh, it's opening photos. Weird. Chrome tab. I don't see where it's opening it. Okay, well, I wanted to pop these up, but we'll go ahead and we're going to put them out so you guys can read them, but I will read this for you guys. So this is Gypsy on 1/15/2021 at 10:18 p.m. Ms. Titania, I'm glad we had the chance to talk tonight, and I could explain and inform you of my current health and keep you up to date about what's going on with me. I'm sorry that you were led to believe that I'm not getting any kind of help or education about life or preparation for the real world while incarcerated. I'm really baffled that all this time Fancy never told you about all my accomplishments and classes I've done. That's because I didn't know about them, by the way. I only knew about one. That's what I was told. But anyway, let me go back. Like I said, I had still been the scared little girl I was when I came into prison. I would absolutely agree with a transitional living situation. However, after seeing minimum 8.5 years with doing nothing but class after class, therapy, both cognitive and behavioral, even teaching a class, I am more than ready to handle living around family. The board values having family support. I know I've been through a lot, but I have had nothing but a good bill of health to show I'm stable enough to be free. That is where I stand. My friends and family will help me transition into the real world, being placed in yet another place where I have to be away from my loved ones, yet another place I am kept from living my life. Yet again, more of the same old is not what is going to help me transition. If you need proof of anything I have done to better myself, I can send copies of my certificates of completed classes and or mental health records to show everything I'm saying is true. I have gained in maturity this last year, and I thought it would be worth it to try and reason with the difference in opinions rather than come out feisty. What I wanted to mention is if you all want, y'all can submit a letter. However, because you and Fancy are not family to the victim, aka my mother, you all cannot physically attend my hearing. Anyone can write letters, but not just anyone can be there. I am allowed one person on my behalf to be there, and up to 3 family members can attend. That is all. I have no concern for the former by proxy show. My only intention is to inform you of my current well-being and my plans to go home. Hang on, let me go to the next screen here. Cancel. Go to the next one. Okay. I am sorry if yours and Fancy's mind hasn't changed with this information. I can only let my years of good, healthy behavioral speak for me come time for my hearing. That and my family and friends who know me on an everyday level, they have really seen my progress, and they will speak as well on my behalf. I wish you good health and blessings. Have a good weekend, Gypsy Rose. Now that would seem like a rather mature conversation. That to
Definitely.
me is a person who has moved forward. But
Right.
out of the gate, she started off the other way. But
Right.
this is very indicative of how Fancy is. She jumps the gun. She gets very upset. She says horrible things, and then she backtracks. And in the middle of all of this is Christy, who gives her misinformation at all times and tells Gypsy one thing and other people other things. And if another person is involved, she'll tell that person something, and then she'll tell another person something. It is how Christy is. I don't know if she does it intentionally to just start drama, or if Christy is the type that just wants to make everyone happy. I don't know anymore. I am so beyond it with Christy that I don't know anymore. I don't think that she's a bad person. I don't think that she means to do harm. I just think that, one, she sees some dollar signs. I do think she does see dollar signs. And I do think that she is a drama starter, whether or not she means to be or not. And I do understand what Gypsy is saying. I do understand that she needs to be free. I do understand that she needs to transition into society. But from what I know, even in her own communications with Ty, first of all, she says, in her first letter, she says she's a 1 and she doesn't get any help. Then she wants to talk about she's gotten cognitive and behavioral help. Well, which one is it? Have you gotten one or have you not gotten one? Because from everything I have heard from Christy, everything that Gypsy has told me before, she had not. She didn't even think before that she needed it. So thank God, at least she thinks she needs some help. Because at one point in time, all she thought that what she needed for help was Ken, and that she felt because she wasn't, this is her own words, I should be rocking in a corner after everything that happened to me, and since I'm not, I'm fine. Okay, no, that's not how it works, sweetheart, but okay. So exactly, as a mom, I am brokenhearted by this case. As a child who survived an abusive parent relationship, I am even more brokenhearted by this case, which is why I got involved with this case in the very first place.
Me too.
I could have got involved with any damn case. Okay? If I wanted to do it, I could have done any of the cases that we've talked about this year or last year. Yeah. But I didn't. I chose this case because I had a personal connection with identifying with some of the things that Gypsy had been through. I understood what she was feeling in some ways. I had at one point in time, my mother struggled with diabetes. And at one point in time, when she was in the middle of a coma, a diabetic reaction, I stood at the foot of her bed and thought to myself, wouldn't it just be easier for both of us if I didn't pick up the phone and call 911? And then I dialed 911. Okay, so I understood the thought process of maybe she couldn't get out. Maybe she didn't have options. Maybe she was having all these problems. I understand the relationship of loving your parent while being completely afraid of your parent. Okay, I understood all of that. And I didn't do this because I just wanted to get involved in something and get some clout or some crap or whatever. Whatever.
Which we haven't
if
gotten.
I wanted to do that, I'd just go work on my other stuff, which I would just go work on my other stuff if I really wanted all that. Okay. True crime. And this is the thing. True crime is a nasty, nasty world. We deal with the worst of the worst every single day. In fact, Ty was even crying about this last night and saying, why do we only focus on negative things? And I said, well, because our business is inherently negative, Ty. So sadly, that's what happens, but, so this seemed to me, I was like, okay, that's a step in the right direction, but it's the same situation where she gets mad, says some things she realizes she shouldn't say, and then backpedals because she's deathly afraid that we're going to go and screw up her parole board hearing in some way. I don't know why she thinks that.
But I don't think she understands what we're trying to advocate for her. We're trying to advocate for you. We're trying to put you in, we're trying to help find you what you need to be able to come home and be a productive. We talked about when she talked about wanting to come home and go work at Walmart. You're not going to, she's not going to be able to come home and go work at Walmart. People in our if anybody knows anything about, if she comes down here, down the bayou, our little Cajun culture, sh people will know who she is. She's infamous. Her case is high profile. You know, for the last few months, we haven't said anything. We haven't done anything for over a year. We haven't really done anything on her case at all. And it hasn't, I can't hear you, Fancy.
I just realized that
Okay.
we wanted to get
We
away from
haven't
it
really.
after everything that happened. We wanted to get away from it as much as we could this last 2 years.
Right. And it's been blowing up all over again. And I
Right.
can only imagine that once she gets out, it'll be blowing up again. We'll have paparazzi around. We'll have people
Right.
wanting her to have interviews. So, but our people
And if you
here
want to
are
think
not
that
used to all of that.
Christy has her best interest at heart, guys, she's currently renovating her home because she thinks that they're going to have a reality TV show when Gypsy gets out. But I'm the clout seeker. I'm the one that wants money. I don't plan on having a reality TV show. I don't know. Just saying. Go ahead. Okay, so Ty, do you want to read? Did you respond back to her? Is that the next portion of this?
No, the next one is after the killer couple. The killer.
Okay. Hang on just 1 second.
The A&E episode. So next.
Here, I've got it here. Let me pull it up. I've got it here.
That's 122.
122. I just marked that one. Where did it go? Why can't I find it? Hold on. Okay, here it is. 122.
You can read this one.
Yep, I watched the killer, and this is funny. I have something to say about this in the end. I watched the Killer Cases episode on A&E. It was just another rehash of the case. Something bugged me, though. There is a misconception that I attended Nick's trial to save him. However, I agreed to be a witness for the reasons to own my part and for the first time really tell the truth, which on my part was showing how far I've come from that little girl in the interrogation video. All of my close people knew the real reasons behind my appearance in the trial. It was a personal growth thing. It had nothing to do with Nick specifically and everything to do with becoming a responsible person. But TV always plays up anything juicy, even if it ain't true. Anyways, I hope that you and I can get past our differences in opinion about Fancy and my living arrangements. You seem like a nice person, and I can see you have good intentions. I understand you don't know me on a personal level or know my ability to process real-world problems and challenges. I hope you can get to know the real me and see me for who I am now. Please know I'm not a bad person. I'm not an unstable person. I had a rough life, but I am learning that my past does not define me. Again, please know I'm not trying to start drama with anyone. I just wanted to tell you my side. Okay.
I didn't respond.
So,
after that.
Okay. She didn't respond, but what I think is really funny about that is she's pointing out the fact that anyone who was close to her knew her real intentions as to why she took the stand at Nick's trial. And maybe I'm just reading it the way I'm reading this, but the way I'm reading this is that was, again, another little slighted dig at me to say that Fancy doesn't know anything about me because she told people I don't know anything about her. I don't know anything about her life. I don't know anything, and so she's sitting there saying that if I knew her so well, then there wouldn't have been that part about the fact that, she was at Nick's trial to save him. Well, I hate to tell you this. That is not my show. I appeared on the show. I worked with them very closely. I supplied a lot of information and documents, but I had nothing to do with those portions of the show. And I was deathly afraid the whole time that they were editing this, even though I was in good communication with them. I really felt like they were being honest about how they were going to portray things. You never know. When you walk away and you've done an interview and it goes to the editing of a screening of a editor's table, when it goes to the
you never know
table,
what they're going to do.
You have no idea what's going to come out. And I laughed when they showed that part, when they said that, and I was like, oh my God, that's hilarious. Because I did know the reason why she was there. Yes, she is remodeling her home.
She's probably finished remodeling her home by now.
Maybe by now she's not remodeling, but she was remodeling her home. And I have proof that she was thinking of doing a reality show from a person who was helping her try to get the reality show. So, okay, have a good one. We're not here to argue with you people. Anyway, okay. So I thought that was hilarious myself. I thought it was funny too, because I knew that gypsy had gone and she was very nervous. She was worried. And it was about her taking some responsibility for this. And we did think that that was good. And at the time, I was really concerned because I could see the way that Nick was, oh, wonderful that Sherry's here. Boy, they all come out, don't they, when we start to talk, don't they, Ty?
Don't they?
Don't they?
We don't have any,
anyway,
we don't have any, I don't have any bugs on the wall, right?
I'm just saying that that's what she said, and that's what other people said, Sherry. So have a good one. Anyway, why don't you go back and color some more pictures for somebody? Sorry. Wow. You have a lot of nerves showing up. Okay. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Got a little sidetracked there. I'm trying to be professional, and it's just not going so well with these people that have to come on here and say such nonsense. Anyway, I know it is a fan club. They love us. They just love us.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I did know all of that. I thought that Gypsy did a great job. And I did say that at the time. I was like, oh my God, she actually admitted to a lot of things. And it also was some of the things that I used when I was thinking about when you put together her testimony at that trial, and you put together the interrogation video, and then you put together some of the other things that we know about this case. Okay. Then it's where I began to form an idea of what really was happening. Because when Gypsy was asked certain questions, she answered very poignant ways. When the prosecutor asked her, when did you know you weren't sick? Her answer wasn't, well, I learned that I wasn't sick about, da-da-da. No, her answer was, I always knew I wasn't sick. Then they asked her, well, when did you know you could walk? Well, I always knew I could walk.
She always knew, right? So
Bye-bye.
She always. Yeah. I turned it off. I just
blocked her. I
don't even have the chat.
She doesn't need to be here. She doesn't need to be here. Hey, Christina and Brandy and everybody, can you please keep an eye on that? I think, Christina, you're one of the only ones that's a wrench on here that can get rid of people. So please keep a look at that for us. Thank you. Anyway, I'm not lying. Wow. Wow. Okay. Okay. We walked away from this case. We were doing our own thing. I was approached about killer couples or killer cases. I talked to the team. I wasn't even sure I wanted to do it, but I felt like it was the first time that maybe I would get a chance to actually share some of the information that you guys really don't know.
You and I talked about it because you were like, I don't know if I want to do this. And I
didn't even know if I ever wanted to talk about Gypsy ever again.
You have to do this. I told you, you have to do this. You have to do this because otherwise it was pointless to do all the work that we've done. At least this would be one thing that we could say, we put it out, like this is us, this is Murder by Design.
First time I felt, and I really felt that, I have talked to the team about taking down our 13 episodes of the Good Wives Guide to True Crime. We have grown so much since that, that I was really concerned that it was too emotional and too raw and all those different things. I was very concerned. Okay, there. I added you as a moderator, Finsley, and Brandy. Let me add you. Okay, good. There we go. Oh, and Stella, while we're here, I'll add you. So that way you guys can kick anybody out that's acting all crazy. All right. So anyway, there you go. You got wrenches, girls. Actually, Jacinta, it's not accurate because a lot of the comments are coming in over on YouTube because we're live at both. Okay, so sadly, you guys can't see them all, but I try to pop them up as much as I can. Okay, so when I was asked about killer cases, that was what I thought about, and I've even, like I said, I even considered taking the podcast down because I felt like it was maybe too emotional and too raw. But I have had industry people in the true crime industry listen to that podcast, all 13 episodes, and tell us what a wonderful job we did, and that our emotion and energy in it was actually part of what they loved because it showed how emotionally connected we were and how much we cared and had passion for this specific case. If you have not listened to The Good Wives Guide to True Crime Season 1, you really need to. If you think you know anything about this case, you need to go listen to Season 1. If you have watched Mommy Dead and Dearest, Gypsy's Revenge, or The Act, and that is the only information that you have about this case, you need to go listen. Okay? Because I'm telling you, we have seen more of anything. I have seen more documents on Gypsy's medical history. I have every single one of them. She has never seen them. Christy has not seen all of them. Ty has several that Christy never saw because they were sent specifically to Ty with Gypsy's approval. Even after she was no longer working with by proxy because she trusted Miss Ty. So you guys think that you know things? You think you know what happened a couple years ago when we had a big blowout? You don't know anything. You don't. You really don't. So
I have been in contact. I've been in contact with Gypsy for the last 4 years by text, by email.
Yep.
We've contacted each other. We've never stopped speaking to each other via email.
Right.
So I'm still working on her medical records. She has asked for me to release her medical records. I cannot release the records that I have because the records belong to by proxy, belong to Mad Ginger, because that's who that's who signed for them. And I can't. She has to do the same thing that we did. We did again. We would have to go back and we'd have to request, and they would have to request those records and get those copies for their records. If she wants a whole nother copy of them, or she needs to publicly apologize, and she needs to come out and she needs to ask the people, she needs to ask the company for the records. I cannot give her those records. She's asking me to do something that I cannot do.
And it has always still been my intention that when she is out of prison, I will put them in her hand and her hand only. And I do not want to give them over to her parents. I want to give them to her.
That is my goal.
Yes.
And I have them, and we have them in a safe place. They are in a safe place. They are in a safe haven where when she comes home and she's ready, we will give them to her.
Okay.
And she will be handed her medical.
So the next letter, is that her talking to the supporters?
Yes. So
okay, I just want to make sure.
Yeah. So the next letter comes when y'all had the live about the TikTok.
Miss Scarlett. Yes, Miss Scarlett.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. And so do you want to read that? Because it's kind of long.
I will.
I would rather you. That is
that's okay.
2/9, and she wrote that at 1:35 in the morning.
I've got it pulled up. Okay. So this is a letter that she sent to Ty, and she is addressing her supporters.
And she supposedly, and I'm saying this because She supposedly sent this email to 5 people, and I'm one of the 5 people she sent this to. So
And
I don't know
after
who
this
else
letter,
sent.
she asked Ty if she was in groups that she could get it out to
Yeah, that's in the
other
next
people to
email.
see.
That's in the
Okay.
next email.
Okay. I didn't know she actually emailed that to you. I thought she just
Yeah,
talked.
she emailed me a
Okay.
second time with another.
Okay. So the next one, let's see here. Where did I? No, that's not it. Let me kill that. Let me close that one. Sorry, I've got them all pulled up here on little pieces. Okay. Hi. Let me pull up the second half of this too, so I have both of them pulled up right away.
Oh, my mom's got to go.
Oh, I have it pulled up twice. Hold on. Let me find the second half, guys, just really quickly here. Is this it? No, that's the Nope. Sorry, guys. I'm trying. I'm really trying.
I think it was down at the bottom.
Okay. Okay, I've got them both up now. All right. So let me go back to the first one. Okay, it says, hello to supporters and those who are new to my story. Whether you hate or love me, I am writing you to share who I really am with you. The gypsy from the headlines is my past, but the woman writing this is who I am today and who I grow to be moving forward. Seen by only those who have watched me grow from a squeaky voice girl to a full-grown woman over the last almost 6 years. I am a sister, daughter, friend, and most importantly, I am human. And part of being human is making mistakes. In the last few months, I have allowed my former friend, Rachel Garlick, to share candid details about my life. Her videos filled with fun facts about our friendship and full of positivity gave my name a sense of humanity, instead of others only having the perception of me based on the act or other TV movies. I do not consider myself a celebrity or any more special than the next. I am just a person counted among many. I am not proud of my bad choices in life and do not approve of glorifying them. All I can do is make a better choice or make better choices going forward and be judged on that. Without much knowledge to me, that's an interesting choice of words there. Without much knowledge to me.
Yeah.
I didn't know it said that. I said without. I thought it said without. But without much knowledge to me, Rachel was selling gypsy merchandise without my approval. The knowledge of the full extent of this merchandise was only known to me a few days ago, and it was not Rachel who told me about it. I am embarrassed, ashamed, and offended that my friend would exploit her friendship with me for financial profit, even if the intent was harmless. The cash apps attached to her page have not been approved by me, nor has any form of donation collection. Sharing my story for the last 5.5 years, I do not ask for money, nor do I want financial assistance or pity. My purpose in life is to educate others about Munchausen by proxy. I want to be a voice for those too afraid to speak and encourage those who have a suspicion of abuse to speak up, speak out, even just one word. Let me go to the second one. Hold on.
All the way at the bottom.
Speak up, speak out, just one word. There are far more people willing to listen than who will ignore. If your gut feeling tells you something is not right, please report it. You could save a life. You could save someone like me. I appreciate the kindness of others and do not abuse it. I would like to openly apologize for Rachel's actions and as well as my own. If you want to be proactive, the prevention of child abuse, please search for child abuse advocations and associations for more information. I continue to feel nothing but the deepest gratitude for the emotional encouragement. And remember me as just a person who is spreading her wings and learning to fly, even if the wind is a little bumpy at times. Thank you, Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Now, I have one thing to say before Ty starts to talk, and I have to say that sounds all well and good, and I think it sounds very mature. However, I don't believe she wrote it herself. I think she had help, and that's probably just because she doesn't, that's fine. I mean, a lot of people get that don't have the vocal skills, or the she doesn't have formal training in school. So I believe that that's probably, something from that. So, and that's fine. However, Gypsy is really good at telling people what she thinks they want to hear. And this to me is a letter that's, again, it's just telling Ty and anyone else out there what they want to hear, so that her parole in no way, shape, or form is hurt. I feel like she's covering her butt. I do think she knew what Rachel was doing. I do think that I don't even have to think that somebody else knew what was happening. I know that somebody else knew what was happening.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody who is very close to Gypsy and happened to buy a shirt. That would be Christy, her stepmother. And we have that from the horse's mouth. We have that from Christy and from Rachel, because Rachel and Christy both reached out to Ty after all of this. They are all very worried that they are in trouble, that they are doing something. And Rachel, I would think, is concerned that because she went to jail once for fraud, that possibly this could be something that might be a problem for her probation, I'm sure. I have no intention of getting Rachel in any type of trouble. I don't really care.
No.
I think the girl, my concern was that it would get Gypsy in trouble. And this was somebody that I was concerned might be preying on Gypsy and taking advantage of her, as so many do, including people close to her. And and anything that I have said tonight, whether you think that Christy's doing a reality show or not, these are the things that I've been told by people, not Christy. Christy is not a bad person. No. I just don't think she has, I think that Christy got a little bit of fame and a little bit of whatever, and she is excited about that. She also lied back in the day about not getting paid for appearances, because I know she got paid for appearances, because when she was trying to get out of the contract with By Proxy, she had Dr. Oz's correspondent, Melissa Jesperson, contact me and offer to have us both come on the show, and offered us $5,000. That's what Gypsy or Christy had been paid before. So I do know that these things happen, and that she did make money off of this, even though she lies and says she did not. She has. She also has been given money to, she was handed a credit card and told, just go buy whatever you need to stock your shelves at Walmart, because we can't technically pay you, but we can pay you for a location, and we can give you money for stocking the shelves so that, we have food here. There are things that Christy doesn't tell people. I don't know. She went to jail for fraud, Megan. She went to jail for fraud. I don't know what the fraud was. I just know that the charge was fraud. And she went to federal, a felony prison, a prison for felons, not for misdemeanors, not the regular jail, to prison.
And it's public knowledge. You could look at it up.
But I don't know what it is. It's just a charge of fraud. That could be anything. It could be anything.
Right. It could be anything. We don't know what it is. Where Fancy and I differ, and where we have our differences, I guess, is I have a hard time, because I still want to believe that Gypsy has some of that still naive to the world. And
I do believe she's naive to the world. I believe that.
I believe, in a sense, I think that I don't know. I don't know if she knew how that this girl was, does she really know that she was taking her picture and posting her picture on a t-shirt and selling it?
Okay, so here's the thing, Ty. This is where we do differ. I believe Gypsy probably knew. I think she thought it was harmless, and she thought it was okay. And then she started thinking about
naive,
right?
Knowing,
so, yes,
she knew that she knew that she was doing it, but didn't know the extent of it.
Yes, I agree with that. where I have a problem is that someone close to her did know, her stepmother,
And they didn't.
who should have been concerned about
they
this
didn't do something
and
about it.
did not do something about it, nor and sanctioned it, and basically told Rachel it was fine. And so, Megan, what I was trying to say is that I was concerned that she was doing something to scamming Gypsy in some way, because Christina explained to me a lot about Cash App. See, I don't even know a lot about Cash App because I don't.
I
use
didn't know
Cash
what Cash App was
But
either.
Christina had explained to us that all the different things of that money goes in, you don't have a tracking, you don't have this, you don't have that. It's just money that's out there and can go anywhere with no idea. So Gypsy could come out, Rachel could have raised $1 million, and Gypsy could come out and Rachel would give her $100 and say, here you go, Gyps, that's all I was able to raise. I sold 5 shirts. I mean, that's it. So
I didn't realize it was like that either. I thought it was just like having a PayPal or something.
So right. Why didn't we think of shirts? Oh, I thought of them at one point in time, but I didn't want to that wasn't what I was trying to do.
No.
Yeah, it's like Western Union over the phone. So, that's the thing. And I could have done that. I could have put all kinds of sayings and things about her on shirts and done whatever I wanted to. I could have. I didn't, because that's not the person I am. Okay. No. It gets even deeper than that with what she did and didn't send Gypsy, Christine, or Megan. And this is concerning when she gets into this. Now, where does this go from here, Kai? Because I'm kind of facilitating it because you were the one that went through this whole conversation with everybody.
Okay, so the next one is an email I sent to her. Let's see, wait. These emails are
lying
the emails
about what,
I
Cindy?
sent
Lying about what? What are we lying? What are we lying about? I'm not being accusatory. I'm here just saying. She said she sent in an email asking you guys to stop, and you're lying. So just tell me whatever it is, because I don't know.
So once all of this, okay. So did we read the 2 emails that Gypsy sent us? No, there's another email from Gypsy.
There's another one. Let's see here.
Let's see. No, these are the emails. No, the other one is the one that it's in the messages from, hold on. Okay, so if you go to the conversation that I had with Rachel.
Yes. Okay.
Let's go to the conversation I had with Rachel that it started.
Where does that start?
It's all the way at the beginning. I mean, it starts.
Did you message Rachel first, or did Rachel message you first?
I asked.
Okay, so is it where you said I'm rather upset?
No? I said I would like to speak to you for a few moments because I'm rather upset.
No, it's not that one. Hold on.
Starts.
Hold on. I'm looking.
Well, I mean, this is the gist of the conversation was she and I went back and forth about the email. Ultimately, she didn't want me reading the email on the live because I sent Gypsy an email telling her what our plan was. I sent this is the email I sent Gypsy when I got this email. That was on 2/10. I sent Gypsy this email. It says, Gypsy, as I have told you before, I will always be honest with you, and I only want what is best for you. With that being said, I wanted to tell you my plan before it happens. My plan is to go live on Friday with Fancy on our YouTube channel. She is going to allow me to read the email that you sent for your supporters, so they can know how you feel. We will then discuss how you have changed and also our plans about writing letters and possibly speaking to the parole board. We are doing this together because we feel both the same. I have asked Fancy.
Hey, hang on tight. I'm going to walk away for just a minute to say goodbye to my grandson. Okay, you keep reading and talk. Okay.
Okay. Gypsy, my heart breaks for you because of your poor decisions. You are where you are, but you can only go up from there. I would love for you to share with me the things you have gone through over the last 6 years. I want to see copies of all your certificates as well as anything you have accomplished while in prison. I want to post and show your supporters the positive side of Gypsy Rose Blanchard. I want to work with you and make a ribbon to represent MVP awareness. I would even love to develop a law regarding reporting MVP to CPS and calling it Gypsy Rose. We need to take your situation and do something positive. I hope you understand and know that my heart is only in the right place. I love you and I am proud to call you my friend. Hugs, Miss Titania. And then the next you know, I the next day I went back and I felt like I needed to write to her again because I just I've been trying to write to her every day because I know that she's struggling. So I wrote her again and I told her I'm proud I'm proud of the positive direction you are going in, and I can only hope and pray that you continue in that same direction. I want you to be part of moving into that positive direction. I want you to know that I will always be honest with you and will direct you into the right direction. Your friend or ex-friend, Rachel, is definitely not a good influence, but there are people in your own family who may not be good for you and trying to move forward in your recovery. I want you to know that Rachel has taken down the videos you've asked her to. She has made several posts that she is going to sell merchandise she has to make her money back. And she has posted that you are doing this, she is doing this with your permission. I am not sure if this is a good idea, but that is your decision. I know that you are being put in a really bad situation, but a really bad situation with her, but you are an adult and you can walk away from her. You have to remember she may she may have made changes in her life, but she is a convicted with multiple convictions, a convicted felon with multiple convictions. I have seen her rap sheet, and she has been in the judicial system several times. This is not the kind of friend you need right now or ever in your life. If you want to change and make yourself a better life, I want to help you. I want you to move forward. I want you to be positive. Another thing, I am so proud of you for thinking of the Petrie family. They love you, Gypsy, but they are still hurting and mourning your mother's death. Every time they see and hear the story, please remind people of them every time someone wants to take a picture of you or wants your autograph. I want you to know that I will always be here for you as long as you are open and honest with me. Please continue to write and call out to me any time of the day or night. Hugs, Miss Titania. But there's another email she sent me. And
Okay. Well, I
I need
wanted
to
to come in between here. So after all of this, when we did our live, Rachel went into her group and called me a scammer, a known scammer. I've never scammed anybody out of anything in my entire life. And my life is pretty much an open book. So all of that stuff. And so she they like to call me a scammer because they think that somehow what that contract was that they signed was not a great contract. It wasn't a great contract. It wasn't a great contract for either of us because I didn't know what I was offering them at the time because I had no idea what the heck it was, so I didn't even know what we were going to do. Tate was speaking honestly. Just because you don't agree with someone doesn't mean you. Rachel's coming up. Being out of prison for 5 years, her baby's is sober. It's like, okay, great, Megan. I'm glad. All I did was express concern, which is anything that anyone who is concerned about a person does. Okay, so she went into her group and she wrote this, horrible thing about me. So then I went to Christy like an adult and I said, Christy, I'm rather disappointed in you even more than before. You are allowing a convicted felon to call me a scammer just for questioning her motives. Rachel could have come to me and said, hi, I just want to let you know that this is what I'm doing and blah, blah, blah. And I'm not trying to do anything that's bad. No, she came on our live and she said some really horrible crap to me, which I deleted. And then I went to Christy because I was told about this thing that was in the group. And she asked me who this is because she didn't recognize my number because I've changed it because I had to block all of them when all this went down in the first place. And I told her it was me. And she said, I have no idea what you're talking about. I said, I'm talking about Rachel Garlick. She said, I'm not involved with anything that's between you and her. Meanwhile, she is the admin in this group. She's not an editor. She's not a moderator. She is an admin on this group. And I said, it's in the group she runs that you guys are in. I'm not coming to you to cause problems. I just want this to stop. I'm sure you saw the A&E special. I told only the truth. It was done well, and all I did was question her, meaning Rachel. She said, I haven't been on Facebook, and this is what Christy does. Every single time you do that, I didn't say she needs to prove. Okay. Every time you bring something to Christy where Christy doesn't want to deal with it, Christy pretends that she had no knowledge of it, nothing, everything like that's what Christy does. It's just what she does. We've been through this with her many a time. And so she said, I haven't been on Facebook to see what's being said. I watched it and so did Gyps, and we thought it was a very good segment. So what Rachel says about you is not in my control. I didn't go on Facebook yesterday at all. I hardly go on Facebook anymore. I said, that's fine. Pretend you don't know. That's your MO. I had hoped you put a stop to this, and you are aware are you aware she is supposedly collecting money for Gypsy? It was sent to me. I just want to do what I'm doing. I don't deserve being called this. No, I don't hate her stepmother. I just don't. Whatever they decide to do, that's up to them. I do not want to be involved in any of the drama. Let me go look and see if I can put a stop to it. No reason you and I should have to deal with this. Let me see what I can do. Thank you. I hope you all are well. I know everyone is struggling right now. So then she said, I hope you're doing well too. Congratulations on the grandbaby. I'm dealing with an ankle injury since last May. Been getting the nerve block shots, but not helping. And then I just kind of gave her some more information about what's going on with me. I'm being diagnosed with fibromyalgia and all this crap with the, pandemic and all that. And she said, oh, wow, I'm sorry to hear that. Rod's working. Mia's this, Dylan's that. So we had a pleasant conversation. She said, I don't know. And she even told me, well, I'm happy things are going so well for you in the business. Because we know we're doing really well with what we've created here. I don't know what was posted, but I did text her and she will take it down. Hope it helps. And I said, wow. And then I told her, congrats to Dylan, blah, 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 everything else. And then I asked her this. I said, is she real?
Yeah. And you went on right after that and it was gone. She took it down right after. Gone.
Yes, she did take it down. And then I asked Christy as a friend, as a concerned person, I said, is she the real deal, Christy? I only questioned her intentions. People scam all the time. And what she's doing on TikTok is worrisome. Now, I had no idea there was merchandise at this point. I just knew about TikTok. Okay. So then she said she deleted it. Whatever it was is gone. I will make sure that things stay in a calming manner because we don't need another rodeo in this. She was in jail with Gyps, and Gyps is the godmother to her daughter. Yes, she is the real deal. And then I said, okay, just worry when you're dealing with felons, Okay, thanks for your help. Have a good weekend. Stay safe. And then she said, right, people have their guards up, but she's fine and just wants the best for Gypsy. No problem. Ain't anything to keep the peace. And I said, fair. there, and then she wished me happy birthday. Then she said, I told her not to allow anyone to talk bad about you in the group. I will not tolerate it. It's not my group, but I can at least tell her to put a stop to it. I will not tell anyone of our conversation. We don't need a shit show. Been there, done that.
Done that. Right.
So, and I even said, I'll refrain from talking about her. I told her, I said, I'll refrain from talking about her. Even now, all I want is what's best for Gypsy. We want her to be healthy and have the best chance at life. Amen. And then I said, she sent some things, and we still talked about the grandbabies. And she said that Gypsy was really impressed with the A&E show. And thank you for reaching out. And she hopes that this was all cleared up. I thought we were done.
And then
we were done. Literally.
And then
done.
I got another email from Gypsy after I sent her an email on the 10th, on February 10th at 6:11 p.m. And this email.
Wait a minute. Wait, Ty. I want to address something. Somebody's asking if I hate Christy. I do not hate Christy.
I don't hate Christy.
I do not hate Gypsy.
I love Gypsy. At all.
I think that Christy is a good person who is dealing with a bad situation. But the things that Christy has done to me personally, that she personally did, and I have not talked publicly about them in a very long time, and I barely talked publicly about them before, was very hurtful to me and my family. She did some very, very hurtful things. And we hashed all that out at one point, and I walked away and I felt like we were okay. And I felt like we were in a good place, which is one of the reasons why I did decide to do the A&E special, because I felt like we were in a good place to go ahead and start talking about Gypsy again and to really share some of the knowledge that we have without all this drama. And of course, the second we do, drama ensues. Of course, people like certain people show up, and start to run their mouths when they really don't know what's going on.
And it's not Rachel.
Do I know whether
we're not talking about Rachel.
No. Do I know whether Christy's lying now? No, I don't. No. I can only tell you what I know in the past, and she absolutely lied. In the past, she absolutely lied. She's admitted to lying in the past. I have proof that she lied in the past. She did some very, very nasty, nasty things to me that could have broken up my marriage, that could have hurt my daughter. She chose to, on one of the worst days of my life that she knew was happening, that I had actually spoken to her in the morning, knowing that my daughter was going into surgery, went ahead and did some very hurtful things to me. She tried to have me banned from things, banned from working on specific shows and talking with specific people. So no, I don't hate her. I am hurt by her. I am hurt, and I don't think I'll ever get over being hurt. Painful. Because some of the things she did could have really, really ruined my life. And all I ever did was try to help the family and Gypsy. I've never tried to hurt them. She can sit there. Gypsy can be mad at me. Gypsy is mad at me because I tell her the cold, hard truth of what I'm thinking, and I don't sugarcoat it for her, and I don't pretend to, she doesn't like when I tell her. And she says,
nice like me.
Well, when she says to me something like, if I have a child, my child will never know that I did this. And I tell her, are you serious? Gypsy, you can't even go to the school dance or the field trips or anything. And when some little kid runs up to her in 3rd grade and says, well, my mommy says that your mommy's a murderer, what the hell are you going to do? You can't just think that your child is never going to know this. Of course they're going to know. You have to be the one that tells them so they get the right story and not some shitty story from some punk ass kid on a fucking playground. Sorry. So that was my answer. Gypsy didn't like that answer. Gypsy didn't like that I didn't like Ken. Gypsy didn't like that I was worried about these things. Gypsy didn't like that I don't like Brian and all the other ones that float around her and write her, because I'm concerned about Gypsy. Because I truly worry about her. Heather, who I am to Gypsy, is that I was at one point in time the official spokesperson for the family. I was writing and still am, we were writing a show about Gypsy, and we are currently writing a book about Gypsy. I worked with the family all the way up to the interrogation video coming out, like Brandy said. And
once the entire
Gypsy did not know that Christy was still working with us even though she was telling her and Rod she was not. And I have said I would not, I was not going to say that. But when you guys want to sit here and tell about Gypsy and Christy and this and that, and do you hate her? No, there's a lot you don't know about what has happened in this thing. So
can I share this last email?
Yes. Yep.
So this last email is the email that, well, it's actually, there's another email that Rachel sent to me after this one. So, and I don't understand why everybody is all in an uproar because of these emails. There's nothing incriminating, nothing horrific about it. There's nothing terrible. So, are we bashing her? Well, no, we're not bashing her. We're just telling y'all the truth about what's going on.
And we're frightened that she could be doing something.
I'm just telling you, I'm just putting out there the truth. No, I'm not, and we're not sugarcoating things. So this email was the day after the one she sent about the supporters email. So she sent this one to me, and it says, thank you. My issue is Rachel is seeing one perspective and I see others. And the parole board sees a different perspective. She and I had our fun with the Q&A videos at first. Then things took a turn when NC, I'm not mentioning no names, was threatening to get me in trouble with the videos. I asked Rachel to take everything that regarded me, take down everything regarding me, and she didn't. I had someone look today at her page, and all those past videos about me are still up. The merchandise was a bad idea altogether. It looks like I'm proud of my crime. Her selling stuff reflects negative on me. How do you think my mother's side of the family feels about my murderer's friend selling t-shirts and merchandise? People don't think about that. Rachel didn't think about that. And every day that passes, that her page revolves around me, I get more and more upset. And I see the parole board in 10 months. My focus needs to be on my freedom. I'm sure it wasn't meant with ill intent. I know it wasn't. But for the love of God, I want her to just wipe her page clean of me. Just because it causes too many problems for me. She isn't looking at it from my perspective of someone saying, like my aunt, my uncles, or my grandpa, my crime hurt people, and I'm trying to make amends, not create more pain for them. To them, it is still very fresh. That is why I am mad. I want her page to be about just her. I sent this email to a few people, hoping it would be shared. Are you still in any groups? And I responded back with the email about us coming live tonight. And I don't believe that anything that she said was hurtful or detrimental to anyone. I believe Gypsy has good intentions. I want to believe that she, in the last 5.5, almost 6 years, has made some positive changes. And I'm hoping that I can be a positive role model in her life, and that she shares with me some of the positive changes, and that I can show supporters the positive side. Show the Petrie family the positive side of her. I know you don't want to hear what it's eating you up.
I'm not. No.
You know,
I'm irritated with. I'm irritated with the comments. This one girl. I don't think you're getting it through your head. Okay. I understand that Rachel may or may not have been doing anything to hurt Gypsy. The jury is still out on that, in my opinion. You guys can think all you want about somebody who posted for things on a website and does things. You can think what you want about me. You can think different things about me. You may or may not know something about me or Rachel. But what I'm telling you is all we did was express concern. And instead of acting like adults and
we went to the we went to the people.
I went to the family. I went to the family. I asked
and
her.
I went to Gypsy.
And the reason that I went to Christy and not to Rachel was because Rachel began commenting on several things that I posted from a year ago, 2 years ago in groups, and calling me names and saying horrible things about me, and that I don't care, and that I do this, and that I'm a scammer, and I've never scammed a person in my entire freaking life out of anything.
And I did not go to Rachel because she's a convicted felon. Why would I go to her? I went to Gypsy, who I have been in contact with and who I've known since she was a kid, who I have a relationship with. You know,
and Megan, I know you're not being argumentative. I'm simply trying to tell you this is what we get every time. Well, why are you care? Well, what do you do? Well, what? Because you know what? I've been involved with this for 5 damn years. Because I am concerned, because I saw something on TikTok and I was worried about it. It was very upsetting because you know what? People have preyed on Gypsy before. There is a person who continues. There is a person right now out there that continues to try to make the whole thing about that she knows Gypsy and she and she knew Nick, blah, blah, blah. And she's got this and she's got that. And that person knows absolutely jack shit. All she does is make up things and talk a crap. And that's all she's doing now and in the past. So I am very frustrated with this whole thing. And I'm not irritated with you, Megan. I am just irritated. I am irritated that I can't make a statement that says, hey, I'm concerned about something, and then go to the person who I'm concerned and tell her, hey, I don't talk to Gypsy personally anymore because I know that we don't have a good relationship, and that's fine. But I did have a good relationship with Christy up until this shit. Up until this. Because you know what? She knew that post was there. I am 100% certain that she knew that post was there. She doesn't care. Christy doesn't care. Christy cares about Christy. Christy cares about Christy. Rod cares about Rod. I don't feel that anybody actually truly 100% cares about Gypsy. Ty cares about Gypsy. Ty cares about Gypsy. Ty cares about Gypsy, and Ty knows how the rest of the team feels. We are all hurt. We are all upset. We are all tired of it. We are all the drama. My husband even said when I started talking, when Ty called me the other day to tell me that Gypsy wrote her, my husband about hit the roof. He was like, oh my God, I can't believe you're even going to remotely start talking about her again. Don't freaking do this. Oh my God, it almost ruined our family at one time. Why would you do this now? I know that you went and did the program, but that's fine. But I did it. So I don't think that Gypsy, exactly, Brandy, I don't think she understands what she is going to be facing. I don't either. I think she thinks she's going to come out and
she thinks that it's going to be a fairy tale.
Gumdrops and fairy tales.
And fairy tales.
And I don't know. And personally, Cindy, I go towards you. I go towards the fact of, hey, you know what? Gypsy's very manipulative and very cunning, and she does play people. And Christy's very manipulative, and she plays people. So I go towards that. But my concern in the beginning was there is some chick on TikTok, and she's raising money for Gypsy. Like, what? Why? Why would
she need to raise money for Gypsy when she has a home to come to? She has a mama. I mean, she has a stepmama and a dad to come home to. you, that's her intention. So that's what brought the red flags up for me in the first place, was why is she raising money for Gypsy when I thought all along Gypsy was coming home, that
Right.
Gypsy has a place to come home to.
She
Gypsy,
doesn't need the money. She certainly
she
didn't need
doesn't
the
need
money from us,
money.
she said.
She said, I don't need anything from y'all. She turned her, said she didn't need anything from us. So she don't need money. Why is this woman saying she needs money?
Right.
So
Right.
that's
Right.
what
That's where I was
drew red flags for me.
And
then
somebody, Christina just said she's selling Team Gypsy shirts does not look good to a parole board when you're trying to show you've changed and remorseful, which is exactly what Ty sent her originally saying, well, this is one of the things I'm concerned about.
Right.
This does not look good to the parole board. And that is exactly what I thought too. And here's it furthermore. Why is there a hashtag Team Gypsy as opposed to hashtag what? Hashtag Team DeeDee? Hashtag Team Nick? Like, I don't understand what hashtag Team Gypsy even is. This is not fucking Twilight. We are not deciding between freaking Jacob and Edward. Gypsy is a person who murdered her mom, is doing time in jail for doing that, and has serious.
How about hashtag MVP? Munchausen by proxy.
By proxy.
Or by proxy.
How about Munchausen for Survivor? How about that? I just don't understand. I am completely baffled by it. And I do see Ty wants to give her Gypsy the benefit of the doubt. I don't necessarily want to give Gypsy the benefit of the doubt. I think she knew. I think she knew. And if Cindy's telling you that she's seen emails where Gypsy told her it was okay, I believe you, Cindy. I totally believe you.
Oh,
I totally believe you. I do. I told you, Ty, I think she knew. I told you I thought she knew them the whole time. I told you I thought so because I already talked about this before, that Rachel has already done things like this for her, selling autographed freaking things, and a guy approaching them for Gypsy's freaking underwear and things like that. And I don't know whether Gypsy sent the underwear or didn't send the underwear. I don't freaking give a crying flack. But the fact that somebody approached her and she went to Gypsy and actually told her, hey, there's a guy approaching you for underwear. Do you want to do it? Seems to me to be a little bit, I don't know. I know that is a hashtag, but it is on a shirt.
Hashtag Team Gypsy.
Hashtag Team Gypsy
Rose.
Is on a shirt.
That's what her shirt says.
Oh, and it's because sapphire blue color and blah, blah, blah. Oh, fuck balls.
And she has some of them. She has some of them pink now. She was selling some of them pink.
I swear to you, I think I saw it too, because I scrolled through all of those little things. I was trying to, I had to sit and watch them over and over and over again, trying to see, because, it's only a 15-second video. So you have to go and watch the TikTok over and over and over again. Look, I am doing this. You want to ask, people have asked, well, why are you doing this? Because if it's so upsetting to you. It's not upsetting to me to talk about Gypsy. It's not upsetting to me to talk about the case. And it's not upsetting to me to be concerned for her, because regardless of whether she likes me or not, I'm always going to be concerned for her. She can see my concern for her as an overbearing bitch all she wants. But all I've ever tried to do is help her. That's all I've ever tried to do, including and up to telling her to take responsibility for herself and grow up and realize that she needs a lot of help. Okay. I don't understand why she needs any of this. If she wants to go and be a survivor who goes and talks about Munchausen by proxy and the warning signs and all of those things, then circulating a freaking shirt about hashtag Team Gypsy does not send the right message. Hashtag Team Gypsy says that she is happy. She is proud of what she did.
Right.
Hashtag Team Gypsy says over my mom. Hashtag Team Gypsy. And I'm not saying that that's Gypsy's intention. I'm simply telling you that's what that hashtag says to people. And how do I know this? Because I have had people tell me that when I started talking about it and how upset they were about this. That is the things that are not going to help her at a parole board hearing. The parole board can see that and think that she is not remorseful for her crimes.
Exactly.
And if she is involved in selling that merchandise, that it's not a good look for her. She's not supposed to be doing those things. She's not even really supposed to be communicating with anybody on social media at all.
At all.
And then I have one more thing. Titania was approached by Christy after all of this. And Christy told her that Gypsy was upset about us coming and doing this live. And that Gypsy was probably going to be calling her. And it was literally not 5 minutes after I did the live the other night and mentioned that we were going to do this live. Okay? So here's my thing. How would Gypsy know within 5 minutes? How would Gypsy know? She wouldn't, because they don't have a line to call Gypsy. It's not a goddamn country club. You can't call up and ask for Gypsy, even though people think they can. Christy cannot call and tell Gypsy a damn thing. So there's one or two things that I think of when I hear this. Well, Gypsy's going to call you to talk to you, Miss Ty, because she's very concerned. Well, first of all, how does she know? Second of all, how did she know so quickly? And third, why are you not telling her the truth of what it is and what Miss Ty is concerned about? Why are you not telling her this? But it's either one of two things. Either one, Christy is covering her ass and trying to get Ty not to do this little live because it doesn't paint Christy in a good light, since Christy bought one of the freaking shirts and is in the group and knows all about it and does all this stuff, because Christy has been called out by the warden before for causing all these crazy things, because she's not supposed to do all of this on social media. She's not supposed to do all these different things. And I tried to call bullshit back then. And now I'm beginning to think that, and she's playing Gypsy and getting her all worked up again, because Gypsy doesn't know that we're talking about her. She doesn't have access to YouTube. Okay. So the only way that Gypsy knows anything is by the shit that people tell her. Number two, how, again, if Gypsy did know and was going to call Miss Ty, which she didn't call Miss Ty, by the way, how do we know? How did Gypsy know?
Call,
does she have a
email.
phone?
Yeah.
Does she have a phone? Does she have a hidden phone? I'm not saying she does. I'm just saying that's the only way that she would have known that that I had just finished my live and that they wanted to, that Gypsy was going to be calling Ty about it. How else would she know? It's either a phone or a complete lie on Christy's side. Which one? So that's the thing. That is why I say, when you are dealing with this case in this family, nobody is a good narrator.
Historian.
No, they're not. And they all have their own agendas.
Everybody is a victim and everybody is a perpetrator. Every single one of them.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I have learned in the last 4 years being on the team and being a part of this, that I only get the truth from, and I only believe half of what Gypsy tells me. No.
Okay,
I
but
want to believe.
No, Tori, no, she couldn't have emailed her and had a response from her.
No, because it takes 24 to 48 hours. Because it tells you that on JPay. On JPay, when you email them, it says it takes up to 48 hours for it to go through. And it has to be approved. It has to be approved before they can get it.
Right.
That's when you go to JPay, it's on there. Mm-hmm. So you can't just go and type in an email and press send and it's going to go directly to her. No, right. It doesn't work.
And they didn't. That. Okay. And they also didn't know that I was even going to speak about anything to do with Gypsy in the last live that I was on. It had nothing to do with that. I didn't, that's not
and
what
it didn't matter anyway, because I had already sent the email, even because because you spoke about it, but I had already sent an email to her telling her that on Friday we were going to talk about it, because I was being honest. I was. I'm going to tell you.
Which is when you got the letter.
You sent me these emails. You want me to tell your supporters. Here I am. I'm coming and I'm discussing it. And I don't know what everybody was in an uproar about.
I don't
All of
either.
these. Neither one of them, neither one of those
But Dawn,
emails that
she's only allowed to be on at 15 minutes out of every hour. So they would have had to been on at that specific time, hoping that I might say something. And then it doesn't make sense. Either Christy is lying or Gypsy has a phone that and I'm not saying Gypsy has it, but maybe Gypsy has a friend that has a phone that isn't supposed to be there.
I don't know. I said, I that's what I said too. How can they get in touch with her? You know, how do you talk to her so often?
Right.
You know, that's what I miss. I said that in the group, you know, on the support page on Facebook. You know, she's always saying she talks to Gypsy every day, and like it seems like several times a day she speaks to Gypsy, and I'm like, how do you speak to Gypsy so often and so many times a day? How does that happen? You know, I don't understand. You know, but then she called when she called me 3 times. She called me 3 times and left.
Right. But if she doesn't get a hold of you, then her
she can hang.
minutes,
I didn't know she could hang up and pick up a call.
She gets 15 minutes of actually talking.
Okay.
And then yes,
because they come on and they tell you have 1 minute left, and then it just like they hang up the phone.
Guys, I know you're trying to say whatever, but I don't think so. I think personally my money is on that Christy was lying. Because Gypsy didn't call. Gypsy didn't call Ty. I don't know where Ty went. She probably went to look at something and then she exited out again. She'll be back. Gypsy did not call Ty after all of this. The last thing that she sent her was the emails asking her to put it out to the supporters. Rachel tried to get her to stop because she said, Rachel sent her something about, oh, well, there's an email, you don't know. And then she sent it to her and it was about something about some Italian person giving her money to send to Gypsy. Like, I don't know. It's very convoluted. It's very, very, very convoluted. It's always convoluted when dealing with this family. You never quite know what the truth is. You never quite know who's telling the truth, who's not telling the truth. Are any of them telling the truth? Is everyone telling the truth? You don't know. But what I can say within a shadow of a doubt is after asking Ty to put those messages out there, there has been no other communication from Gypsy to Ty.
Right.
She did not ask not to put
I have not gotten a email or a phone call from Gypsy. I did get that Rachel did send me some kind of email that
about the Italian person. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, she got that email from her that it was from someone else's email. That it was, I don't even remember what it said,
and I do know that there is a person that is in it, Gypsy's roommate, that has a very similar situation to Gypsy, who does respond to some of Gypsy's people that write her. I know that because somebody sent me a letter from her telling me all about that. So I do know that Gypsy has people that respond, or maybe Gypsy doesn't even know they respond. I don't know how they would respond without her. The thing is that there have been many things that have happened in these last few years. Oh, no, I don't think so, Dawn. I don't think so. I don't think that she even knew. I don't think that she had any intention of calling Ty and telling her not to do this. I don't think that she had any I don't think that she is okay with any of this now. Maybe she's realized that it could get her in trouble. Maybe she didn't realize before. Maybe she realized now it could get her in trouble, and so she's backpedaling. I don't know. But no, I do not believe that Gypsy...
Oh wait,
that's what this whole thing is about, and you have to go all the way back.
So I just need to share this because So Rachel decides she's going to send me this message and then block me from Facebook. Okay. Okay.
Of course.
So you won't be speaking to me again. Nice knowing you. Don't talk about me and I won't talk about you. Gypsy also said she probably won't be talking to you either. This is not how you show people you're a good person and care about them. What did I say bad about Gypsy? I said absolutely nothing bad about that girl.
And there you have it.
And there you have it.
Oh.
So if you believe the convicted felon who served prison time
For fraud.
ahead, stay in her group, join her parade, buy her merchandise. But guess what? I am going to write the parole board. I have proof. I have everything that I need. It doesn't matter. Guess what? You are the one who did wrong, not me. And Gypsy, if you're listening and you want to do right, you best contact me and you best listen to what I'm saying. Because if you don't and you burn this bridge, this is the last bridge you will burn. The last bridge you will burn. I promise you. Good night.
Ty, I love you.
I love you too, but I can't deal with this anymore.
It's okay. It's okay. See, this is why we've kept you from being in the public eye for the longest time, because we met. You're too good of a little person. You're too good of a person.
No way. She will be getting it. She will be getting an email tonight, and it won't be anything nice.
Okay, wait a minute. You do not have any proof that Gypsy is mad at all.
I know.
You do not have any proof that
Gypsy
even knows anything is happening. So you need to calm down and think about that, and just know that Rachel is doing anything she can, along with Christy, right now, to keep them from being able to be in trouble. That's what they're doing, because I truly believe my money is on this. If the probation board or her probation officer finds out that she is doing this, that she can get in trouble. That's what I think. I think she's worried because of that.
All right. I got a bunch of emails. I got a bunch of text messages to go read.
Okay. Well, you go read those. I will finish up here. I love you.
I love you too. I love you guys. And thank you for listening to Murder by Design. And Cajun Mama Ty. I love you guys. We'll see you later. Bye.
Bye, Ty. All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in, listening to us for 2 freaking hours tonight. We were supposed to do a live tonight about the Night Stalker. I'm going to have to postpone that because I'm pretty much exhausted from all of this. This just takes it out of me every time we do this.
But you're stuck.
Oh, I didn't know it was Butch. So thank you guys. I have so many thoughts about this, and I could talk about this forever and ever and ever and ever. Oh, we're still going to do it, Brandy, just not tonight. And maybe that will give us a chance to get the person that we were talking about earlier to come and join us on the show. It'll give us a little bit of more time, because I'm not completely prepared for the part about the Cecil Hotel, which is what we will be including in that as well. So it'll be Night Stalker and Cecil Hotel together, because they actually do connect. So we'll go ahead and do that next Friday. And of course, we'll be back on Monday with our Crime of the Month, wrapping up Conrad Roy. And no, I don't know. We're wrapping up, or we're in our second or third. Anyway, whether we're wrapping up or not, we're talking about Conrad Roy and Michelle Carter. And Stella will be back on Tuesday to talk lipstick, lashes, and lies again. And so I'm going to go have a drink because I need one after this. But, guys, if you have any questions or you have anything you'd like us to talk to about this case or any other case, please let us know. We do have a Gypsy playlist on here. We have some new stuff that we've put up recently. I actually went to Gypsy's home. I took a trip to Missouri and I saw Gypsy's home, and I also went to the infamous movie theater. Sorry, my neighbor is stuck in the ice outside and my dogs are barking. I just, we've got a lot about this case. You can ask us any questions you like and we'll try to get the answers to them or direct you to where the answers are. A good place for you guys to find more about this, though, is we have an entire playlist on here on Murder by Design that's all about Gypsy. And there's tons. I mean, there's tons, from the jailer to other interviews to everything we've done to just even early on videos that we made and talks about it, discussions we had. And then you can also go to the Good Wives Guide to True Crime on any of your favorite podcast players. And you will find out about, that's a 13 episode, very raw, very emotional. And it was, in the middle of all of our terriblest time with all of this. So we're actually talking about doing some, I think so too, Cindy. I think that Ty just has a really good heart and she wants to see the good in her. And I just don't, but I just want the best for her anyway, regardless of whether I see but I want the best for everybody in the world. So, anyway, what was I saying? Oh, we are thinking about doing some updates to the 13 seasons, adding some bonus episodes. I have the girls going through and trying to look at what we talked about before and things that we might have different opinions on or that we know more information about now. So we're going to be talking about this more. And I hope that you guys keep coming back. Have a wonderful night and enjoy your weekend. Bye, guys.